second frigate, even a cheaper one. The killers... Maybe I'll just go with the killers instead of the hammers. They're the same health, technically the same firepower, right? They're missing on saps. What do I get? Launch bay and a second prow gun, I think, is what it looks like. Yeah, that's what it looks like. I think I'm okay with 2. Actually, let the flagship be the hammer. I don't need that much cheaper points, do I? And that allows us to sneak some big rocks in. And enough for a third frigate. Ooh, even better. I will happily take it. Now, let's get this going. Hope there's some opponents. Hope there is some opponents for me to enjoy this new fleet comp, because it is a bit of a odd time, I suppose. What do I want? I would love the tractor cannon. Since I'm not going to use the blood axes this time, I think it's warranted. I want to experiment with the red ones go faster. See how effective this could be potentially. With mega cannons, it should do amazingly well. What else do I want with it? Stasis bomb almost seems a given, if I were to be honest. It definitely seems like the way to go, and let's see, Wog Song. Can't say no to that either. Morale's going to be a bit of a problem with orcs, so I will happily negate a lot of that, potentially. Especially when I'm about to ram maybe and not willing to invest in a brace for impact. But moment of truth. Let's see if there's an actual opponent for me. It might take a few moments, considering it's not really the weekend. Ooh, I'm completely wrong. We got ourselves an adversary. Let's have some fun. Let's just recklessly go in there and murder everything. And I don't know, I'll probably still will do a 1v1 of some kind. I just don't know how excited I am, or how I'm feeling up for a 1v1. Hey there, Dire Venom. First comment of the stream, congratulations. You were really good at this. I've been finding. You like to just pop in there and say hi, which I definitely appreciate. I don't mean that as a slight in any sense. I'm playing on the live server. Oh, you want the beta? I haven't even downloaded the beta, to be perfectly honest. In truth, I kind of was expecting the beta to be implemented on Tuesday. And you know, with it being a beta, that would also mean it's a lot harder to get opponents for multiplayer. It would be a lot more downtime, I imagine, if nothing else. So it has its pluses and negatives. Oh, I'd be up for some 2v2s there. I can't remember if I have you on my friends list already, but let me just get that set up. I may be set to Do Not Disturb. Yeah, I'm set to Do Not Disturb, so just let me know on the Twitch stream. I'd rather leave that on so I'm not getting pummeled on the stream there with notifications, but just let me know. Once you, actually, let me double check. Well, if I do have you, you're currently offline. So I'm going to assume no. But it should be pretty straightforward. My icon is just a little bit of a dragon icon. Shouldn't be... Never mind the fact my name is kind of like unique, it seems like. Everywhere I go, I get the Oathmaster name. It's not like anyone else is grabbing it, so I'm okay with it. It shouldn't be too difficult to find me. Takes about 20 minutes to switch builds, huh? Oh boy, that's fun. Actually, what's your speed on this thing? I want to make sure I'm ready before Actually, let me have the bashes in back because they're the more fragile ones. And they have the same kind of firepower, lock on. Frigates. Let's see, tiers are going to grab that. I'll have the frigates go try and harass this point, any frigates anyway. I didn't even pay attention to what we're up against, in all honesty.
You got it, boss.
Now, rocks, you go up and you're going to sit on that point. That's what I ideally want the rock for. Just sit on the point and just fart on it. Make it unappealing to the other side. Come on. The Necrons are so advanced, you figured they would have issue with the aroma in that region, right? Because of all the fumes and the exhaust that this rock has, because for crying out loud it can move 360 degrees without really turning. You gotta imagine there's a lot of exhaust because of that. And I never checked the speed. Okay, it's regular cruiser speed. Oh god, I'm gonna have to move because
Fight is over here.
my colleague, my Tyranid friend's kind of... I'm getting in his way, needless to say. I don't want to intrude too much, and I don't want to get hugged by those massive claws either.
The enemy
I
has
wonder if it's
seized a
actually
strategic
possible.
area.
I don't want to find out because he would be ramming my ships, but I wonder if that would actually damage me with the massive claws. They probably would. Yeah, I'm aware of all the patches. They have their Vortex. They have their second kind of Novacan weapon in all seriousness, which I'm interested to see how that works.
Firebombers, begin dagger dagger.
They also got increased accuracy.
seized
They
a
also have a brand new type of
strategic
emergency repair, if I remember correctly. They just never emphasized what exactly it does. So I'm not sure. I just know Imperial Navy have got some interesting changes with the Commissar rally. Is it rally or is it just the inspiring speech? Well, this is not helpful because I don't think the Imperial Navy's version of this is called Knob Bullies. I'm gonna go with a wild assumption that's not the case.
The fight is over
But either
here.
way, it involves the Commissar, which helps, in all honesty, make the
Locked on,
Imperial
boss.
Navy feel more like the tabletop version of the, what is it, Astra Militarum, as they're pretty much called now. Nah, I'm trying to get around you. Since I'm kind of the help here, and I'm kind of talking so much, I haven't really been doing much strategizing, but hey, with orcs there's not really a lot of strategizing involved anyway. Aside from making sure I don't overcommit.
Move that junk.
These frigates are probably doomed to die, and yeah, we see the frigates. That's fine.
You want us over there?
It's a little annoying that these Necron ships are actually doing hull damage to me, but it just shows they're running
The
from
enemy
me
has seized
for now.
a strategic area.
You got it, boss.
Provides boosts, reload, and other bonuses. Ooh, I am interested to see what that
He's
does.
ready. Faster, you cross.
I might as well go in there. Try and do some damage. At least do some hull damage, especially if I'm gonna ram it. I still got like a good 200-point ram. I'm happy with that. Oh, Necrons are hitting me, that's why deck's gone.
Enemy ship sighted.
Like I said, I've been talking so much, I've kind of not been paying attention to the match itself.
Here we go.
And without doubt, I wonder what happened if I were to hit a tractor cannon as you're jumping away.
We'll fight another
Although in all
day.
honesty, I'm still in range. If you could shoot me, I could shoot you with the mega cannons.
Bang, bang, boss.
Let's see if that slows it down some. I'm not going to boost yet. Just maybe force a panic out of them. Like that.
Hit the red button.
Remember, I got the big red button boost. I'm just going to kill a Kraken arm, am I?
Orcs, orcs, orcs.
Nope. You have yet to jump, but I look forward to having ourselves a Necron Tomb ship for dinner. Just smash it all to bits. And since no one wants to come play with my rock, I might as well sit on the middle point. Apparently my strategy of stinking up the place is working out with the rocks,
The fight is
if I were to be
over
honest.
here. Firebombers, begin
Now,
dagger
I
dagger.
do have the range, right? I'm just not doing the hits just yet, it seems like. I know he has heavy armor, mind you.
Move that junk.
Just hope my Tyranids know what they're doing. Nope, looks like immediately dying, at least with the cruiser as any indication.
Time to stop them.
So, rally? Okay. That is unfortunate.
Best boys, get to work, you
And I did burn a
kids.
repair, didn't I? So if I had that rally up, this probably would not be a huge issue, but damn, I'm not doing any damage. For what seemed like it was working well before. Oh, and I have torpedoes? Really? Aw, dang it, Hive Ship and then it's not even here. I was kind of hoping for a lot of critical hits, let alone on the engine. Yeah, orc morale, I'm pretty much aware of that. I kind of did a bad job in burn, I think, a repair on the deck, when in all seriousness, I should have held that for an orc song. That would have alleviated a lot of my morale problems instantly.
You got it.
And right now, this rock's not doing anything.
The fight is
Maybe it's
over
too
here.
heavy for my own good. Oh, and they're both like double AoE in melee, so that's not good for us in that regard either. Oh. That's not the flagship, interestingly enough. What the hell was the flagship? If you're letting your hive ship be,
Yeah,
not...
you
Huh.
got it, boss.
That was not expecting. That was a bit of a stomp, needless to say. rough start. As far as actually taking that seriously, I didn't do the damage needed. Let alone I didn't get the critical hits, because destroying an engine would have been amazing too.
They got one of our ships, boss.
Yeah, big problem. Like I said, I was kind of not even paying attention, but if I had the rally available, just since after all it's a 30-second immunity to morale damage, never mind the fact it would have mitigated all the morale damage I just would have took there with their double, whatever that horror thing, psychic horror, whatever that's called. I'm all sorts of mixed up there. It's not even going to show me what the ability's called here, is it? Oh, Ancestral Tear, there we go. Oh, and it's 200 morale loss. Did they just buff that? I thought for certain that was 100 morale. Well, that explains why I suffered so much morale earlier, but hell, that was my big failing as far as, like, making sure my fleet didn't fall apart. Since this is entirely what that was for, not only does it boost all my morale up immediately, any follow-up does nothing to me for the next 30 seconds. So that was sloppy. And that rock was doing nothing, so I might as well just switch that out. Having a rock's probably not terrible, but maybe not that big of a rock. And which one is... I had torpedoes too. Oh, they're all torpedoes. No wonder I was having issues doing damage. I had the wrong damn ship, stupid me. And now I have enough points for another bash if I so wish. It's tempting. I'm gonna do it. Does that mean I can upgrade back up to a hammer? No, it doesn't look like it. Ooh, but I have another point for another salvage. Or savage, rather. I'm willing to give this another try in a moment. That was a bad example. Yeah, what haven't I played in a while? Probably the Drukhari and any of the Eldari fleets, if I were to be honest. I might just do a regular 2v2, but we're not going to do the tried and true, what is it, battleship and a cruiser for crying out loud. Let's be a little more original at least. So what do I have here again? Torpedoes. In all honesty, I'm really tempted to go for a Lance type build. Just focus on sniping all their frigates down, and then just slowly chipping them down with their lack of vision. That's what I would like to play around with. And I'm tempted to do that, but torpedoes are more satisfying to watch probably. So I'm going to stick with this. Actually, do I have any leftover points? Do I want to make any alterations? Nope. Perfect 600 points, so you know this is a proper fleet for the job, right? Nothing bad can go What the hell am I trying to say? It's near the end of the day, for crying out loud. I don't even think I can think straight anymore. This is all for comedy's sake. Or that's so I'm gonna proclaim anyway to make myself feel better at night. Nonetheless, if we can at least give some good matches, that's fine. So Dark Matter Cannon for slow. Do I want the Wraith Bone? If I'm going in for torpedo runs, it's useful. I'm just wondering what else I want. Devil Slow. Devil Slow sounds tempting. Since what am I missing here? I can't... What was the level 9 skill? I can't remember. Level 10, I believe, was the... something to do with rally, was it? It split the torpedoes without a doubt. Extended range. It's been so long since I used this for 2v2, I don't even remember what upgrades I even considered. Polarized field's the only thing I can think of just for convenience sake. And now that the range increase is gone, hell, I haven't played Drukhari since the reduction of the range, haven't I? Yeah, Wraithbone. Oh, you mean the armor reinforcement. Well, let's see, it's 25 armor for Drukhari. It's really like only 8 points, is it, for the Ejuriani? But for Corsairs and Drukhari, it is actually like a 25 point armor boost, if we're talking about the Wraithbone. So it's actually pretty decent. Yeah, you're saying that Drukhari... For Ejuriani, I believe that's right. Yeah, Ejuriani, there's no point in having the Wraithbone shift, or the Wraithbone reinforcement, because it pretty much does nothing. But for Drukhari and Corsairs, that's a different story. You are basically cutting the damage you're taking in half, so it's at least a lot more valuable there. But I think it's worth sticking to, at least if I'm going to use torpedoes. Hell, this is a good opportunity to have some fun with the frigates and get their torpedo runs in. Nonetheless, Let's get our skills. I don't need that's for impalers. I don't care about that. Extended range. I don't even have a battleship. That's not worth it. Ramming. That sounds like fun, doesn't it? But alas, the ramming blades was meant for something that had 67 armor. I seriously doubt this is worth it. Cause hell, it's not even a true spur for crying out loud. It doesn't do 300% damage to frigates. So it argues still taking a lot of damage for ramming a frigate even if it was a good choice. And Blessing of all, it synergizes well. It's really powerful potentially. I might as well go with it. It's going to be very brief, mind you, since I'm only going to go in for torpedoes, but it feels like I'll get more value out of it than polarized field. But I'm talking too much. You didn't come here to listen to me rant and stumble with my words. Hopefully I don't stumble and fumble with my gameplay as I did with the orcs there. Well. I like this composition a little bit, although with the reduced speed on the dark matter cannon, it's not going to be as effective for at least opening up torpedoes, at least not as much. It's only at 25% slow as opposed to the 50% slow way back when I did my introductory video. It should still help though, without a doubt, and at the very least it'll make it so it's hard for my opponent to chase me, since I do like to dive in there with the Wraithbone shift after all, which can be a liability if used poorly. Since I'm not using that Wraithbone shift to kind of get away. It's half to get in there, half to get away. And even then, using a falls maneuver kind of has that weird delay where I'm not actually moving at all, kind of burning a second out of my Wraithbone shift. Maybe I want to do a battle group. Seems like there's no one, or at least there's no open queue for a 2v2. Maybe I do 1v1? It might be underwhelming though, considering I have no ranking currently with the Drukhari, which doesn't bode well for how the match is going to be. Oh, reduces speed to 20%, 25%. Good God. That is a buff if anything else. Oh, it even says right here, Dark Matter slows movement to 20%, 5% of the initial speed's current. Wow. The wording's... I'm pretty certain it's not that effective, but the wording suggests it actually slows them down by 75%. Good God. But there's been a lot of that, let's be honest. There's been a lot of little new, like, tooltips and all that are inaccurate. Hell, even the hints tab is, like, out of date. It talks about lances bringing armor down to 25, which, even with the new patch, that's not even true. It's only Eldari and anything that has 50 armor that can be brought down to 25 armor at that point. Well, it looks like we're going to have no regular 2v2s. I think if there's anyone playing, they're probably doing all the 1,000-point battles. So let's quickly build up a fleet here. I think for 1,000 points I feel warranted bringing a battleship of some kind. But we'll go with like small groups of like cruisers. How many cruisers can I fit in here just so I got an idea? 4? Doesn't give me a lot of wiggle room. But what did I have it for? 2 cruisers and I think it was 3 of the light cruisers if I remember correctly. No room for a frigate, which would be a real fun in all honesty. So let's do something a little bit different. 2 cruisers, 2 light cruisers, and the rest are frigates with torpedoes. This will encourage some micromanagement, or some really horrible play and ramming. Yep, I'm aware of 2v2 no longer counting towards the ranking. That I'm aware of. Well, this is probably not an accurate fleet name, because I'm trying to stay away from them. But with the emphasis on torpedoes, I might as well be as in their face as any Drukhari would. And hopefully we'll get ourselves a match. Hell, I could just alternate between here. But worst case, I can always jump to 1v1. It's like I said though, with Drukhari specifically, I don't really have much of MMR. Since I think I only played like 2 or 3 matches with Drukhari, and that was because I did a video on them on release day, when they reset everything. So I'm willing to suspect that may not be as exciting as it could be. Especially since with Drukhari, which can easily punish inexperienced or newer players, just because of the outmaneuvering them, or them making mistakes and ignoring objectives, or just leaving themselves open. A lot of things could go wrong against the newer opponent. I'm just going to jump around back and forth between regular and that. And at least, hopefully, if there's anyone in queue, it'll make things a little bit faster. There we go. That pays off. Oh yeah, and you said you want to do with 2v2s as well there, Diner. Let me just check if I got... Yeah, oh, I see the invite there. Like I said, I'm set to Do Not Disturb, so you'll need to remind me on the Twitch there. I'll invite you for the next match in that case. Just let me know if you want to do the battle groups, since I don't know if your PC is able to handle the higher points or not. I know there has been some frame rate drops for the battles as a result of that, even for my PC. Oh, so you're still patching. Huh. There's no... Oh, that must be an older outage. You must be referring to the patch from a couple weeks ago then. Wow. Because I was going to say, they didn't update with the new patch now, did they? How the hell am I in-game without realizing this? Alright, 10 minutes should be enough time for this to finish. Hell. You know what I'm really tempted to do? Oh, this is actually the 600 point fleet. For some reason I was thinking 1,000 points. Just goes to show how thrown off I am. But at least it's a good opportunity to play with some frigates. Since they don't see enough love, they're just mostly just stealing points and not really fighting all that much. And with torpedoes that ignore armor, let alone these torpedoes could completely stop a ship, these should not be underestimated. Although, with a frigate already here in Nova, I might as well go over to the left. And I might as well harass too because my ally decided to go with a battle barge. I think that's my strategy there. And I didn't even pay attention to what factions we're up against. Chaos and Imperial Navy. So Nova cans are a possibility. Alright, so you're gonna make adequate bait if nothing else, just because you're revealing yourself. Otherwise, we'll grab this point here. There's likely gonna be frigates. Unless these are two Grand Cruisers. Okay, no worries. No worries at all there, just let me know when you're ready. And just hopefully we can get ourselves a match. Since that was a little bit of waiting, that kind of has me a little bit triggered if I were to be honest. I've been through I played enough Armada 1 to take anything that isn't like 30 seconds wait time as like a bad omen. I need to condition myself that this is a new game that actually has some success and maybe a decent player pool. In all honesty, I never did check how many players are currently on, or even playing in general. And I could shift Q, but it's more. I might as well just micromanage it manually. Gotta practice somehow, right? Although with the ramming potential, that's. I did not want them being revealed. Not that it was a big deal.
You have seized a strategic area.
Let's see. You are a Hades, so you got Lance Prow. 2 Hades, interesting. So that suggests you want to get aggressive and then do damage to me as you're running. I don't know the points of the Hades though, if I should be worried about potentially any other frigates, at least by Chaos. Retribution and... what is it, Overlord? No, Tyrant. Well, that explains all the points there. I know what I'm going after. What's more dangerous? Armor-piercing rounds. You have no armor-piercing rounds, so I think I go after Chaos with that said. Especially with the range, maybe to just harass the battle barge.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
With all speed.
Okay, there's the frigate there. Maybe a waste of... the torpedoes are a big hit. Well, it's one way to blind them. Maybe not the smartest choice, considering I burnt the entire torpedo salvo on it, but it was a damn good effective one. Alright, scanner pulses, give me... oh, might as well kill you, because why the hell not? Nope, never mind, I'm gonna have to help my ally here quickly. Ooh, and you have to make a warp jump on that. I might as well be a good teammate and actually help. These 3 frigates can easily deal with this one here. Just gotta look for a window to maybe do torpedo damage. Now, I wish I had Wraith Bone Shift to kind of boost in there, but... in there are a few minutes. Those are gonna hit. Generator's down, but dang it. Those torpedoes are still gonna hit decently enough. The frigate's probably still alive, is it? I don't think I could have killed that already. And what's the battle barge doing? It's still alive. I just got the attention now. This is part of the reason why I would like to kill the frigates, because the frigates are what's spotting me right now. And getting me killed as a result. Battle barge, help me! Alright, let's kill off this frigate. This is gonna hurt. I'm gonna lose the flagship, sadly. Yeah, flagship's down. Yeah, morale loss as a result. That's kind of what I was hoping to prevent. But at least 2 frigates are down. Where's the other frigate that just pulsed? Oh, it's right there. Right on top of the battle barge. Why are you still alive? You should be dead by now from this harassment. Because they're fixating entirely on me just because of the constant reveals, so maybe I can use that to my advantage. Because they're kind of underestimating the frigates some. I have my Wraith Bone Shift. Let's see if we can make this work. With torpedoes, no less. Or at least frigates. Oh, those are bad torpedoes, sadly. Because of the convenient turning. Am I hitting? I'm hitting. And the battle barge's doing just fine. Oh, he just shot all the torpedoes down anyway. So that may not have been as exciting as it could have been. And you're just going to destroy the Retribution, so... let me at least try and help you. Oh, he just jumped out. What's my frigates doing? Okay, they're shooting. I only have 1 torpedo salvo left, so I might as well wait to make that count. I was kind of thinking the macro cans would have fired, but I did dodge those ones at least thanks to my turn. So it's not too terrible. And I do need to kill that frigate for the sake of keeping them hitting. Or at least keeping my fleet hitting in general. And you should be an easy kill. Oh yeah, and I forgot the Emperor's Tarot is kind of a little inconvenient too. I didn't really pay attention to the Emperor's Tarot. But I know you're dead in a moment. Battle barge, I'm relying on you. And once that flagship actually goes, I will have a little more value because this thing won't be able to spot me. I just have to somehow get through a shield single-handedly. Well, I killed the frigate just in an unconventional manner. Is the battle barge dead? No, it's still alive. It's just in a terrible angle.
The enemy has accumulated 25% of strategic points.
If nothing else, I'm gonna kill this dang battleship. Gonna try to. Those torpedoes need a hit, which they're not going to, sadly. I underestimated how much that thing could actually move. Yeah, well, that's game there. I think just constantly getting revealed screwed me over, and surprisingly, my opponent almost ignored the battle barge. Which apparently wasn't doing the damage necessary, maybe? What kind of variant was it? Oh, that's why. It's the Lance variant. It's the Mark II. Which is kind of weird considering how aggressive my ally was being. You don't really want that to be an aggressive ship. That explains a little bit there. If otherwise, with the bombardment cannons and even torpedoes, you figure that battle barge would have been a ridiculous threat with how close it was getting. But no, it wasn't really doing any noteworthy damage aside for its macro cannons at that range. At least that's what it would seem. Since otherwise these lances are just, well, That's not very helpful. But the lances are really for doing damage at long range, because after all, they never miss. Why would you need to get close if you're relying on lances mostly? That's a shame. Maybe I should have paid attention what our ally here was actually utilizing. That would have been good for me to know and consider. And even then, my opponent didn't use the stay back and do a long range strategy, but I could have spotted for him. That probably would have helped a little bit in that regard.
You have seized a strategic area.
Well, the lance variant, well, the most obvious benefit would be the long range potential. You do miss out on torpedoes, sadly, let alone the critical hit chance of bombardment cannons, which would be really good at pinning something down. Now it's just going to take an eternity to die. Oh, it might die to these torpedoes. The engines have yet to be repaired. Hell, a drifting Hulk just ran into them. But it wasn't enough. I'll just concede now. Save everyone a little bit of time. If I had paid attention, maybe I could have helped a little bit. I could have had my cruisers up on the left and instead had the frigates in front. And just basically spot for the lances, at least early on. I didn't really think that far ahead, but it looks like they were revealed anyway. Through some ability. Alright, just let me know if you're all done with your downloading or update or whatever is going on there, Dyer. I'll give you a moment or so. In the meantime, what do I want to play as next? I don't think... His orcs I definitely didn't play properly there because I had the wrong ships, for crying out loud. Drukhari, it was decent, but I was kind of the focus the entire time, apparently. Especially since they were equipped to reveal my cruisers too, which I did not really pay attention to. So that kind of sucks. Since was it? That... There we go. I didn't even invite you. That's convenient. Maybe. That's a recipe for random people just jumping in. Which is kind of funny. Since I don't recall inviting you. No offense. I just see other people jumping in at random when I don't wish it. Is what my concern is. Otherwise, Emperor's Turret. It's a 9-second reveal with a 120-minute cooldown, which maybe gets reduced by reload. So I'm kind of screwed almost by that alone, I would argue. Oh, you can press join game. Alright then. So the big question, are you up for battle groups or regular 2v2s? That's the only thing I'm not sure just yet. Otherwise, let's get more red suns, let's get more aggression going. Stasis bomb maybe for good measure. Red speed, and let me remember to use my Wog song properly. Oh, Eater's fine? Okay. Now, just gotta wait for you to ready up in that case, or at least pick a fleet. Or whatever it's weighing on for me to launch. Since... Oh yeah, you pretty much have to pick a fleet, I'm pretty certain. There we go. 3 bastions, so this is clearly not... Well, it could be a 1,000-point fleet. I could be entirely wrong there. The big question, do you have the water cache ambassador? I don't know how effective it would be, honestly. But I never did play with it. 2 Castellans, 3 Demiurgs, so we're all about aggression. Just got to... I wonder what we're waiting on exactly there. Since I can't hit the launch button just yet. That's the only thing I'm not sure about with these team-ups. Is what exactly allows us to launch. Since I don't know if you're doing anything on your end or not. Nonetheless, hopefully the queues... There we go, we got a match already. That was quick. That's what we like to see. Keep the matches going, rapid fire them out. At least that way, we can at least get some more experience for this fleet. Well, really, the orcs don't need experience. They're already level 10. At least already past level 10. It's Drukhari and everything else I kind of need to unlock the rest of the skills. But what do we have? Don't leave us in suspense. Necrons and more orcs. Ooh, this is just what I want. Although, I didn't do a lot of damage to Necrons, and now we know why. Half my fleet wasn't shooting mega cannons. So I did that really poorly. Oh well, with a lighter rock and more cruisers, or at least more ships, that should go a little bit better. And I'll just have a rock to make sure we don't suffer from annoying ninjas or frigates trying to steal points from us. Or at least a point. That's kind of its main intention, not really the tank so much, unless something like this where there's 3 points in the middle. That might be the exception. In which case, this rock will grab this point and then just scurry on over to this one here. I like this plan. It's a question of what I do with the frigates, though. Yeah, that would be fun. All the asteroid belts are in the middle, though, so that can be. You're not quite gonna get the full charge you want to eviscerate that thing, obliterate it. But even with like half charge, that's gonna do a lot of damage. You're just gonna need to wait for the micro warp jump, though. Is the only catch, or the inertialist drive. Otherwise, it's just gonna jump away, as we already seen. Hell, I have a tractor can to almost force the inertialist drive. At least on one of the tomb ships, maybe. Or battle cruisers. I just gotta be close enough to be that threatening. Alright, I think we're ready. Aside from my frigates, what do I want to do with these little guys? Well, they're there for moral support. And a little bit extra DACA. Although it helps if I group them up properly, too. There, we'll completely lose out on all the icons of my fleet. I got too many ships for 1,000 points, apparently. But we're golden. Let's get this started, and hopefully this goes better than my last attempt. Sounds good. I'm just gonna have the rock at least sit on a point, or at least cover one of our flanks, ideally. I'm just gonna go straight through and grab that middle point, if nothing else, if the situation warrants it. Alright, and these are torpedoes. So brace for impact's kind of warranted. Hell, I'd rather just destroy weapons. I don't know how practical it is since there's no mega cans to concern ourselves with. Actually, maybe destroy the deck. Once they start mutinying, the only way they're going to break that is with the flagship, which hopefully I can focus down. I think that's what I'm going to try and do, is focus on the flagship of the orc ship, since that's a lot of hit points to get through otherwise. And I have enough heavy cans and mega cans to maybe reliably get rid of the deck. Where's the tomb ship, though? Oh, it's not. There's. Okay, these are probably Necron ships here. In that case, just no idea if they're actual battleships or cruisers yet. I'm assuming they're battleships because they're kind of going. I'm wrong. Orcs kind of boosting forward, so that kind of changes that impression some with them going the same speed. And I might as well boost forward too with this thing. Get at least up there to support your flagship.
Here we go.
And if he turns to your tower, then this should potentially make it easy for me to hit the flagship of the orc.
You got it, boss.
You have seized a strategic
What's the ping?
area.
Yeah. Oh, you want me to focus the one there? Alright, I was kind of hoping to cripple the morale, but that works too.
We's ready.
At least I'll be on its flank or side, so I could do a lot of damage. And there's our Necrons.
Enemy ship sighted.
Looks like 2 battle cruisers.
Enemy ship sighted.
And incoming torpedoes there, so get some fighters at the ready there.
Fire bombers, begin daga.
Alright, I'm gonna boost in there in a moment. Gonna be tricky to hit that one ship though, since your demiurge are kind of gonna be in the way, so maybe I don't boost yet. Nope. I'll happily hit the battle cruiser though. And stasis bomb everything else. Yeah, that's gonna melt in a hurry. Then that was just with 2 demiurges, mind you. I gotta keep in mind I'm in an asteroid field, so morale damage is gonna hurt some. And their deck's gone on this one, so is that enough morale damage, though, is the big question. Since I can't get really any closer for ramming damage, but this is plenty. I'm doing a lot of damage right now with these mega cannons alone. Hell, even my broadsides are doing a world of damage right now. Eesh. I just realized the auto-engage, the pattern, it has me focus my broadside for some reason with these things. That's kind of silly. What has torpedoes again? Oh, it's the rock. I accidentally have the rock join in here. That's a lot of AoE damage, but on the plus side, I have a lot of health. Although I am about to lose one of my ships because of that. The Wog Song's in a full effect. What do we go after, though? This battle cruiser's kind of in my way, so I'm... But this flagship's about to break, too. Is the deck... Can I destroy the deck, though? There we go. Why not get the best of both worlds? I got heavy cannons on the side, in all honesty. But now it's time to ram. Let's have some real fun. You're on all sorts of fire. My flagship has plenty of morale. And right now, all my ships are basically hitting 3 ships at once. All my light cruisers anyway, so this is max value for my mega cannons.
You have seized a strategic area.
This is the good life of orcs. Not really much micromanagement, but then again, that's kind of orcs in a nutshell, isn't it? Since I don't have the convenience to just do high energy turn after all. But you can't say no to results like this. I have heavy guns on the side, mega cannon on the front. For a brief period, I was doing a ridiculous amount of damage. And what's my rock doing? I hope my rock wasn't ramming our own ships there. I was kind of neglecting it. Oh, we still have a light cruiser here, which may have been killing some of my ships too. That's all good. Nope, mutiny. Not much I could do about that, sadly. And 12 seconds away from my rally too. That was really stinks. But I got enough ships. This thing's about to lose its morale. And its deck's gone, so nothing you can do in that regard. I don't even... Yeah, I know you can reroute or get some morale back with these things. It just seems inconsistent, so I don't think it's just with the deck being destroyed, mind you. I just haven't played Necrons enough to know. That was brutal. Really simplistic, but brutal. Which is what orcs want to do. Only thing I was kind of robbed was being able to ram his ships. And good god, I got a holographic tractor beam for crying out loud. Just have a look at that. What happened there? The orcs of all factions have learned holodeck technology or holographic technology. Don't ask me how that worked. In Warhammer, if you want your holodecks, you're going to come to the orcs. Just don't ask the Pain Boy or what is the Mad Dogs to help you with that. That was nice and effective. We'll try for one more there. And if anyone else that happens to be on the stream wants to join, let me know. I do have my Steam set to Do Not Disturb, so I can't see the notifications on there. So you have to let me know on Twitch if you want, if you're interested. Otherwise, what am I going to take this time? I'm tempted in more Tyranids, but I enjoy the Tyranids, what can I say? Chaos I haven't played in a while. Could give Drukhari a proper try. Ooh, let me play Mechanic, because I'm really close to leveling up with them after all. Unlocking armor-piercing ammo. I just don't have a 1,000-point army, so let's fix that quickly. Really? I never thought about it, but I could get 3 Arc Mechanicus if I want to go so ridiculous. And they have spurs, so it's not the stupidest idea, they just don't have the morale. I am thinking of practicing with Dominators for my next Imperial Navy video, so why not go with something similar to that? So a bunch of Tyrants are in order. Sadly, I'm not going to have Marses, but that's kind of what a Dictator's for, isn't it? Now, how many... I can't get another cruiser, so let's throw in a couple Novas. I like the Novas because of speed. Or Falcons for torpedo, that's not terrible either. Yeah, I'll go throw in the Falcons. I don't need the speed so much. Now, I was trying to think of a name regarding to the Novacans, and I'm drawing a blank, sadly. Let's play with Mecha Dominator. It requires their deck being destroyed, but that could be fun still. And it screws them over for Novacans. It goes without saying. Again, I need the armor-piercing ammo for an actual upgrade that works with all my ships. So I might as well go with a Mission Dissipator. But in all honesty, all these upgrades are specifically for the flagship to a limited extent or not really that effective. Like 10% damage to shields. I wonder if that works with the Novacans. I'm honestly curious if that works with Novacans. It wouldn't be a major boost, but it's something. Especially with Dominators, mind you. No, I do not need a reminder of updates. Thank you. Oh yeah, the Novas. Yeah, I love the Novas because of their speed. And Space Marines, good god. 83 armor Novas are ridiculous. They even have more firepower than the Gladiuses now because the Lances technically do the same kind of damage per second as the Lances. They're just stuck to the prow. Those things are amazing. Huh. I thought the Mechanicus Novas also did 2 damage a second. I'm gonna have to double check on that. But I know the Space Marines Novas are ridiculous with that 83 armor, good god. You can even ram light cruisers that don't have that kind of armor and do substantial damage if you so wished. Probably not the smartest idea, but you could do it. Especially if it's like Eldaris with their 50 armor, that could still do a world of hurt to them. But what do we have? Orcs? Oh, Orcs and Imperial Navy. I don't think these are the same two guys as before. I'm pretty certain they're not, because I'm pretty sure I would recognize Evil Sons when I was playing as Evil Sons. And that was something I didn't even consider too. The Evil Sun upgrade gave me an increased rotation speed, which was kind of noteworthy to a vague extent. Especially when I charge in their ram, I can almost immediately turn around with the light cruisers at least. But this is a pretty simple fleet there, 4 Novacans. Only 1 Dictator, mind you, so I'm just going to use that for fission, I suppose, since I don't have a beacon. Unless the Orcs are... Yeah, 3 points relatively easily. Frigates can easily grab 2 of them. Our main fleet's going to naturally just fly into the 3rd one. And there's also gas clouds potentially. Well, small gas cloud, but... No, I don't want to be rammed. I have 83 armor, so actually bring it. I'm not afraid of your ram. I have the same armor. It's just the morale that might suck, so I'm going to seriously have to consider a brace for impact if the ramming damage is going to be a big deal. Although with Orcs, I kind of wish I had the armor-piercing ammo. If we can win this, I'll actually have access to it, though. And I have a Mission Dissipator. Let's not forget that. I almost forgot what my upgrades were to an extent. Since I probably would use the armor-piercing ammo just because there isn't really much other choices for me that seem very impactful at least.
With matchless efficiency.
And I do have torpedoes on these Falcons to at least fight off a frigate. It's just going to require a lot of attention to do.
Rouse the engines.
And let me launch some fighters for good measure, and at least try and reveal some of them. I am just going to be very careful not to hit my own ships or even yours, Dyer, with this cybernetic orb.
Calculating vectors.
Oop, overshot the boost again there.
Appeased.
Way to go me.
Optimal course set.
Ooh, well, we got ourselves a battleship. This one has the red paint and everything. I almost want to destroy the deck again. Is that the proper choice, though, to shoot the deck? Considering their low bravery, it seems like a good idea.
We are ready to serve.
Just be careful of the cybernetic orb on your one frigate. This may cause more harm than good.
Machine spirit appeased.
Actually, I should just... Once I get in range, I should try and fire Novacans to force that thing to move. Since that would be a great way to do morale damage too. I'm just not going to do the critical hit damage I want.
Receiving your order.
You have seized a strategic area.
Cybernetic orb.
The spirits obey.
Yeah, that can very easily be a liability if not used properly. But I do have the open space now.
Calculating vectors.
You have seized
Alright, I'm just going to start moving in behind. Closer to your fleet there, and get ready to do some damage. Especially if it forces a repair. Ooh, another melted torpedo cell would be amazing on that battleship if you could get another 4 stacks on it. Ew. They're bringing in all the big guns though. We got Grand Cruisers and battleships.
Engaging drive.
I'm almost in range of Nova cannons, so at least force a boost.
Routines active.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
Yeah, just be careful. Oh, because there's all battleships there with the orcs, so...
Reroute power to retro propulsion.
Force this thing to boost and then I'll hammer it with a couple of more Nova cannons if it doesn't. Or if it does use it. Especially since it wants to dodge your torpedoes.
Hostile signature detected.
There.
Reroute power to retro propulsion.
I hope I aimed at those Nova cannons properly. Good. There, that's the perfect dead center. I'm happy with that shot.
Hostile signature detected. Engaging
Although,
drive.
still got a lot of work to do.
Transition begun.
Nope, incoming. Your battleship's gonna get charged there too, so I'm making my way over.
Rouse the engines.
There we go. Nice bait. Nice bait there. Nova cannons are about to come back up. Kinda need to kill that flagship for the morale damage to start kicking in though.
Reroute power to retro propulsion.
But in the meantime, I can deal with the Imperial Navy fleet. Oh boy.
Thruster routines active.
And I also gotta keep an eye out for damaged decks, like you. There. There's it. There's the Mecha Dominator in full effect. And I could use it on you too, that would have been nice. That would have been really convenient to use that on the Grand Cruiser. Still a lot of work left to do on this dang battleship though.
State your order. Starhawks engaging.
I don't want to fire another Nova Can, but I might as well finish it off quickly.
Efficiency.
Yeah, just trying to ram me.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
State your order.
So heavy morale damage on everything, so if their decks are gone, they're pretty screwed.
Engaging drive.
I think what's happening there is it's stuck on group order, if I'm remembering correctly.
You have accumulated 25.
Because I've had that happen to me a few times too.
Machine spirit appeased.
Alright, I wasn't really paying attention all that much, sadly.
Matchless efficiency.
So a little bit sloppy, but with these things causing mutinies, this should turn around some. I just need Nova Can shots now.
Rotational drift. Mechanicus vessel non-functional.
If I can get Nova Can shots, I'm still getting amazing value.
Receiving your order.
Good hit on the Grand Cruiser. And his engines are gone, so this is going to hurt too. Can I get one more with the Dictator though?
Engage engine red lines. Engaging drive.
Am I in range for one more shot? And I'll have a Drifting Hulk.
The enemy has accumulated 25.
I have no lightning strikes anyway, so there's nothing I can do about it just yet.
We are ready to serve.
Where's our Drifting Hulk anyway? Oh, it's the one. Oh, it's the flagship again. I should have known that.
To serve beyond Messiah.
What's the cooldown? Another 20 seconds and I'll be able to reactivate, I think.
State your order.
If my ships last that long. That's the catch. Right now it's not working very well.
Receiving your order.
Do you have 95 seconds for rally? I kind of would have liked that to reactivate, but probably not enough time.
Active.
So far, this is a bit of a mess. Grand Cruiser's almost dead. The other Grand Cruiser's about to die, so let's focus that.
You have accumulated 50% of strategic points.
And you do not have a Novacan shot,
Rouse the
sadly.
engines.
But maybe you could slow down our mutinying ship,
Does not compute.
so that way maybe I have enough time to rally it.
Transition begun.
There we go. That goes through your shields, alas. Oh god. No, I don't want to hit the Dauntless.
Sire.
I was kind of hoping to hit the Grand Cruiser, but wasn't meant to be. Can the Grand Cruiser die?
Engaging drive.
Nope, I just conveniently flew right into
Machine spirit.
the flagship. So that probably was not a smart idea.
Reroute power to retro
Just one little tap was what I needed to. And why has a destroyed deck? Unfortunately, nothing has a damaged deck. So I can't use the Mecha Dominator in this regard.
Transition begun.
See, engines are already crippled, so let's change the priority some. Maybe this will help. I don't know what the hell for your ships is just yet. They're dire, but
Hostile signature.
no, just a
detected.
frigate there. It's just a wall. I can kind of
We
ignore
are
that.
ready to serve.
Another 20 seconds.
The spirits obey.
No. If you,
Machine spirit appease.
I'll install my ships there unless you can reactivate my flagship. But what's left? One Grand Cruiser and I think just a battleship, which still has a lot of health. Is
Engaging drive.
19 seconds till I can rally my dang cruiser. Can I get it in time?
Thruster routines active.
Meanwhile, no deck's been destroyed yet.
Rouse the engines.
Okay, I can reactivate the Dauntless in a moment. 7 seconds.
Optimal course set.
Alright,
We are ready to
it's
serve.
back up. I have no Novacan, so maybe that repair was unnecessary, but I'm still looking for a damaged deck.
To serve the Omnisire. Thruster routines active.
And ideally get out of this asteroid belt. That'd be kind of
You
nice
have
too.
seized a strategic area.
And aim these torpedoes and actually start using these frigates for a
The
change.
enemy has accumulated 50%.
Although the point defense makes that difficult to hit with only 2 torpedoes, alas.
With matchless efficiency.
We might still potentially lose this since we don't really have the firepower to deal with that retribution.
Power to retro propulsion.
Not without his deck being destroyed at least. No! I still have the prow though, so I could still take this hit pretty well.
To serve the Omnisire.
I just gotta be ready
Interceptors engaging.
to look for a damaged deck at some point.
Receiving your order.
Maybe that was kind of pointless there. Oh, deck destroyed. Perfect timing.
Compute.
Oh, bad timing.
Accumulated 75%
I was gonna stun that thing to hell.
Receiving your order.
That's a shame. Not that it would have made much of a difference. I was still getting rammed. It took a little bit more effort to maybe destroy the Orc flagship. But once it finally did die, everything else fell apart for the Orcs pretty quickly. But I think what happened there probably was the accidentally putting your ships on group order. There's some really weird setup there. I've had it happen to me a number of times where my ships kind of seem like they're rebelling on me. They're still moving and operating, but it's just some weird habit where they try and move towards the ship to group to. I don't know how exactly that group order even functions. Oh well, I think it's time for me to actually jump to 1v1. Play enough with 2v2s for the time being. What do I want to play as, though? What would be different that I haven't done in a while? I'm tempted to do Orcs again, if I were to be so honest. Go with the sneaky gets and maybe. The only thing I'm really worried about with the tractor cannon is I'm worried the bug is still in effect where it shows the cannon, even though I'm invisible. That was in effect for a while. And I don't think Stasis Bomb works very well, or at least I have a hard time actually sticking ships with that. Yep, thank you there, Dyer, for the games. It was a fun time, and we got new more orc portraits to play with, most of which have a Commissar outfit, so that's telling of what's going on, is it now? But we get an immediate match. This MMR is kind of high, so let's try and play seriously. It's likely we might get an unranked or lower ranked opponent since that balance patch, or at least that change, is not in effect yet until the update. Ooh, Chaos, this might suck. It might suck. I do have 2 rocks that kind of sit on points though, and we've seen just how resilient those things are when I played as Chaos. I just don't know what Ishan is actually utilizing. If there's slaughters or anything super aggressive with macro cannons and armor piercing, that could be a different story though. Nonetheless, let's have some fun here. And ideally something that requires a little more effort, since my last orc match I literally just sat there and just let all my heavy cannons and mega cannons do the work for me. It didn't involve any ramming, which I think my Red Evil Sons were kind of disappointed. Let's be honest, they probably did not like how that played out. In all honesty, I maybe want the rocks. I kind of want the rocks to tank, let's be honest. They function best soaking up the initial fire as I get ready to get close. Otherwise, I have 5 cruisers, 2 rocks. And everything's all hitting. I'm just trying to remember how my layout was, in all honesty. I can't remember if I had the light cruisers in back or not. And actually, I may want them to go towards the middle, since they are actually faster. They're faster than even the light cruisers, in all seriousness. And this is nice open space for me. Oh yeah, you're group 4, because I unbind you. That explains that.
Here we go.
Okay, beacon's going, so
You got it.
let's see, that's good, definitely. Well, I am completely invisible in all honesty, so I could avoid it. That realistically should be on the objective, but it's not quite.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get spotted if I go through on this route. I want to rely on my stealth a little bit more, so rocks, I'll have you do what you're meant to do. Draw the fire. It's gonna be an odd change of plans, mind you, but
What you want?
it helps waste the value of the beacon, or at least not get the value needed. Since I'm confident these 2 savages can deal with any frigate over here, so long as it's not a light cruiser or anything, ideally, I just gotta make sure the prow is facing them.
You got it.
Otherwise, let's just get ourselves situated. That's the main thing. I don't want to get detected too either.
Wings ready.
Yep, sneaky orcs. Don't give it away.
You got it, boss.
Don't state the obvious that orcs that can stealth. And hell, they have shroud. I don't even think they're purple orcs in all honesty. I can't remember. Yeah, they're like a grayish color in all honesty, not purple.
Yeah.
The fighters are gonna spot me, but I'd rather they spot the rocks. I'm kind of okay with that. And this is giving me intel on what my opponent's actually feeling in all seriousness. It's a little unfortunate I'm still gonna get spotted, but at least the rocks are kind of in the way.
The enemy
This
has
is the
seized a
worst for
strategic
hiding,
area.
but hell, you know what that means when I get in close?
You
There's
have
no
seized
actual
a strategic
firepower.
area.
I just gotta make sure I get in close is the catch. Who am I kidding? I have Shroud, remember. Sure, he may see the fleet, but if I can kill off his ships or his fighters, this gas cloud can still conceal my fleet. It's just kind of the most unoptimized type of approach. But once I'm in his face, that should change rapidly.
Wings ready. You got it, boss.
Okay, bombers.
You got
I
it.
do have fighters as well, so I should use them to my advantage too.
Fire bombers.
I kind of neglected them at the same time.
Here we go.
Now, if only I have a way to reliably deal with those bombers, this could work out well for me. I need everything else there.
You have seized a strategic area.
But I'm hitting, the fighters are gone, and I can use this gas cloud to good effect too. Since right now I have more points than my opponent, so this is still good for me, surprisingly. Despite how sloppy my start has been.
What you want?
Next up, let's actually get some fighters on that rock.
The fight is over here.
And where's that beacon going? It's going straight to the middle. Yeah, with the sheer reliance on fighters and bombers, maybe I don't have to worry about the bombers so much. Hell, since all the morale damage is almost in the bombers, I can kind of time my WOG song almost perfectly to that to mitigate the morale. But it's probably better for me to wait till I take morale damage first. And if possible, I'd love to shoot down some of these bombers. I want to save the boost until absolutely necessary though. Hell, if my opponent's going to play chicken, why? I don't even need to chase after him, remember. This is going to be my third point, I'm going to have rocks for it. So even though it's been mixed up, it's still the proper way to go. I'm just still not going to kill any of these damn bombers, as much as I hate it. I want to kill off bombers and weaken their firepower for later. Not very exciting, mind you, but it's a sound tactic. Just kill off as many of these fighters as possible. Assault ships. I'm not going to be able to turn in time, sadly. They're only assault ships, and I have plenty of troop points to help with that regard. I kind of was hoping to kill off that one little bomber squadron. But the one thing to keep in mind with the assault boats is they don't ever return to the ships that launched them, so that is a permanent loss as opposed to these bombers which I was trying to shoot down. Hell, let's just grab all 5 points, why the hell not? Now that my fleet's all together, I'm going to be so much more potent, especially with fighters.
You have seized a strategic area.
You got it, boss.
And I'm spotted too. Huh, I wonder what spotted me. A frigate of some kind, maybe?
You have seized a strategic area.
Because I am completely identified and revealed.
Full speed.
But I'm going to have all the points in a moment, so I think I'm good. If he doesn't want to fight me, that's fine. Oh, and these are fighters too. That shouldn't be as big of a deal. All they do is... Wow, all Grand Cruisers and battleships apparently. Oh, yeah, they're all the Grand Cruisers. I thought maybe there was a spoiler in this mix. Well, this is going to be very anticlimactic. The Rock is still alive though, despite rest in peace on the Rock. And all my fighters said were shot down, but I do have brace for impact. These will eventually get whittled down. Eventually. The question is, will I be able to shoot enough of them? Because I do have emergency repairs, which will actually repair 3 of my point defense. I just gotta make sure I get some actual permanent kills, though. Otherwise, that's kind of a pointless endeavor. And I can use these rocks to hide myself, too. And sadly, my fighters are dying really quickly because of how small the squadrons are, too. And I actually... Ooh! I keep forgetting about that. I have torpedoes to kind of draw their attention. It doesn't do much considering they're only single torpedoes, but that buys me a little bit more time for my point defense. And added bonus, it keeps the fighters at bay. Not much more, but it'll minimize the amount of troop damage done to me. That was a brutal critical hit, though. Completely destroying the engine, not even a temporary damage.
Enemy is seizing one of your strategic areas.
But we're golden. I got a beacon stuck on me, but we're golden. Hell, my adversary just completely ignored these 2 frigates. So I'm just going to steal the point behind him when he flies off. Since otherwise it looks like I'm just going to win by the objective and no real confrontation. Since the more effective I am at dealing with these, I'm better for the longer term with these the bombers and assault ships. And these are fighters, it looks like. No, they're assault ships.
What you want?
Crippling the crew, mind you, so gotta be wary of that. But this, again, is the last of the boarding crews, too. Wow, 2 permanent critical hits on engines. What happened to the temporary damage, goddammit? But thank you, fighters, for minimizing that damage. Thank you kindly. I wonder how many fighter squadrons that is we killed so far. I think it's 1 full squadron and maybe half of a second squad. Oh wow, he got 3 engine critical hits.
You got it, boss.
Well, that's not at all annoying.
Yeah.
These rocks still are immune to critical hits, so they can
Oops.
go in there and be dangerous. I just gotta remember to cold arms, which sadly only brings up 4 troops.
You got it. Oops. Yeah.
I should consider boosting in there pretty
You
soon.
want us over there?
The problem is most of my fleet's actually not going to be able to join. Actually, we'll launch the torpedoes to draw their attention some.
Faster, you grunts. Oh, come on.
Well, so much for trying to regenerate the crew, because apparently that results in like a whole bunch of fires.
Oops is best.
I have Mega Can still. Let's just make sure we do the damage needed.
Faster, you grunts.
Oh, and that was conveniently the flagship too, but
Brakes ready.
wow, all these critical hits, good god.
You want us over there? What you want?
These critical hits are a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
You have accumulated
I gotta be honest.
50% of strategic
Immediately destroying
points.
3 engines and then destroying at least the prow on this one here.
You got it.
Because I can kill these things quickly, but I doubt I'm going to have the same luck with critical hits as my opponent did.
Please ready. It's not supposed to burn. Fix it.
And I have assault boats too, which doesn't do me much favors either. Oh, they do have macro cans, or are they linked? Oh, they're merged, so they're like slaughters. Interesting. That is very interesting.
Brakes ready.
And I'm not quite in range to deal with the morale very well either. But at the same time, I basically have all the points right now.
You got it.
So it just comes down to dragging the sum and doing the critical hits needed, damn it.
Oops is best. Oops.
If my opponent can get these lucky critical hits, why can't I?
Move that junk.
That's the thought process anyway. It remains to be seen if that actually bears fruit.
Junk. The fire's over here.
Now, I have a tractor cannon for you. You are not allowed to move very well.
Faster, you grunts.
I just got actually hit with the mega cannon, so... Actually, I do have the war cry. Then it makes me immune to morale damage. Gotta just start killing these things now.
Yeah. That's not supposed to burn.
And I'm immune to morale damage, I just don't have the boost. The means to charge forward.
Over here.
So if I don't kill one of these things quickly... I was gonna hopefully get one more shot maybe, but no. Its shields will go down quickly. Engine's gone. I just saw a permanent engine critical hit, so this is our next victim here.
Here we go.
And meanwhile, can I board? I have torpedoes.
You want us over there?
We'll get our rocks in there. They're still taking the hits really well, and this thing's primed for death pretty soon. 50 seconds for the rally. And my battleship still has plenty of health. I just am going really damn slow is really all it is. Not gonna get the ramming damage, not gonna get all the other good stuff that normally orcs are used to. But the MiG can still work.
You have seized
Now
a
actually, let's try and see
strategic
about focusing down this flagship at the same time. I just don't know what the second ability is just yet. I've only seen
Here we go.
the supercharged void shield, and not much else just
area.
yet.
The enemy has accumulated 25% of strategic points. You are close to victory by strategic points.
There. Well, that's victory anyway. Well, it basically became a point win just because of me having 5 objectives all that time. I just didn't realize those were basically equipped with slaughter weaponry. It has the same firepower as a slaughter, for crying out loud, if I'm understanding that properly. It doesn't show the stats very well, mind you, but which one was it? Yeah, the merge variant. Yeah, 9,000 unit range. These things are meant for close range. I should have not just fought them at all, as weird as it may sound. Just continue to win by the point objective, especially since most of my ships lost their engines. It actually would have benefited me if I just wait for him. Since after all, if I had lock on, my mega cannons are able to shoot him no matter what. Well, that's not technically true, because if he locks on, he extends his range, but still. I didn't need to go after him. Not in the slightest. So that was a poor choice, even though it still looked like I was slowly getting the advantage, or at least crippling him enough that I would have won anyway. That was weird. I'm learning something new with those Grand Cruisers. Otherwise, what do I want to do next? I really do need another Tyranid fleet there for 1v1. I do enjoy the Strangle Swords, or the Tentacles, which are going to get buffed up. The Tentacles are going to get buffed up so that way the actual battle cruisers are going to do more than 1 troop damage every 3 seconds, for crying out loud. So they're actually going to be quite fearsome with the Tentacles, because in all seriousness, they're kind of pointless otherwise, only doing 1 troop damage per 3 seconds currently. Hell, if I really so wish, with the buff to reduce the points on most of these ships, hell, even the frigates or escort ships are going to get reduced in price. I could get more frigates. Well, not more frigates, I'm already maxed out, but maybe I could throw in another cruiser of some kind. Or at the very least upgrade to the 4 hangar bay type of Devours. There's a lot of things I could play with that. Ooh, yes, Mega Claw Hive Tyrant. Because you know what Hive Tyrants need when they have a spur? They've been lacking the massive claws. Ooh, by the way you make it sound, it actually sounds like they're actually going to get a better type of version of massive claws. If you're going to call it Mega Claws anyway. But combined with spurs, I don't need to tell you how ridiculous that'll be. Since if you try and ram anything, you're going to die pretty quickly just because of your rush and how fast you're moving. It's kind of counterintuitive, I would argue, unless you're ramming frigates or a light cruiser maybe. I look forward to seeing that in action. But let's munch on everything. I want to play more with the crushing claws or massive claws. Just can't remember if was it Void Lurker and Jewel Cannon, I think is what it was. I like speed recovery since it kind of reactivates my point defense too. But immune to ramming on that Mega Claw is going to be amazing. No questions asked. You kind of need it if you're going to make any use of that spur. I think this might be my last match. Hell, I could have done another 1v1 in all seriousness. Not leave everyone in suspense, but I kind of want this to be more of a wind down period. After doing 2 YouTube videos and doing a bunch of matches with Imperial Navy, I'm almost at the point where I'm just about legendary rank, I think it is now with Imperial Navy. I think I just need to win 4 more matches, if I'm understanding the ranking system, that is. So, ideally, I think what I'm going to do tomorrow is focus back on the 1v1s, get that ranking up, maybe play with the all-Dominator type fleet. Well, Dominator Mars is, mind you. Since I'll do a video on that, at least show that there's some diversity to the fleet, since it's kind of going to be important for the nuances. And maybe play with a Grand Cruiser, at least a little bit more Grand Cruisers than just the Exorcist. Aw, don't leave me hanging there, although, in all seriousness, I could make a ramming fleet with the regular 2v2. It's probably better this way to just jump back and forth between the fleets. I just don't have one built for power asset, in all honesty. What do I have? Hive ships, though. I might as well go speed recovery, make that thing a bit of a tank. And at least this way, jump back and forth between 2v2, and maybe instead I'll do another 1v1 to end off. If it looks like we'll get no opponent. At least quickly. In the meantime, what do I do for downtime? Not a whole lot, since it won't let me browse anything. Aside from admire these portraits of a Hive Tyrant roaring. That's a good demonstration of your leader, is it? Or at least the fleet leader. just this. I'm a little bit surprised that there's actually a fleet leader or a representation of like an admiral or something like that for the Tyranids. You figured it'd just be the hive ship or whatever ship have on there. How awesome would it be to just have a Devourer portrait or just a hive ship, just in-game rendering of it, just the face of it. Just adds a little more. It helps describe what your fleet is a little bit more, which maybe you don't want, especially for 1v1, but that probably would be a little more representative, a little bit better representation of the Tyranids, I think, than just a hive tyrant. They're kind of leading the ground forces, not the actual creatures in space. Maybe I'll do another 1v1, but we'll give the battle groups another attempt. Oh, actually, might as well change my upgrades. That's the one downside of having two different fleet comps for the two different 2v2 rankings. Not the most convenient. And if we get nothing, I'll jump back into 1v1. Maybe I'll play with the Tyranids for 1v1. I really do like that fleet, but since I'm playing it so sporadically, it's kind of hard to understand the nuances, let alone the flaws. And especially with what I just said, it's going to get buffed up too, which is kind of nice. People are probably in their matches now, and those matches tend to take 15 or so minutes, 10-15 minutes. I could do a 1v1 easily enough. Don't want to leave people in too much suspense, and it is kind of an awkward time too. Since, what is it, it's 9:30 for me, it would be 8:30 for Eastern Standard Time, or in New York anyway. So it's a little bit awkward, I imagine, at least for me. Now, what was my second upgrade? Psychic Scream, I think it was. I got Synapse, Chemionic Skin. We'll get our proper colors this time. Just a little annoying that this has to switch out on me. Which, thankfully, that will also be changed in the patch. It'll allow me to choose upgrades and skills in the deployment screen, which will be interesting to see how that works out. Especially since some of these upgrades could be useful only in specific matchups. Let's get going. Give me an opponent. Let us end the day with some proper nomming. Eat everything. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Tyranids are also going to be able to regenerate their ordnance too, at the cost of crew. That fits the theme of Tyranids. It remains to be seen how practical it is. Torpedoes, that would be amazing, but I worry it might encourage carrier Tyranid to make a comeback to a limited extent, since that was nerfed down after all for launch. And we're dealing with chaos, so more lances, more mobility. I'm gonna really need to consider using the grab of my Oh, this might be a sign I'm talking too much again. My voice is starting to break on me. This does not bode us well. Anyways, let's just give me a moment to plan out my fleet where I want to go. Gotta keep in mind, I think they can hear my rush, kind of like how you can hear Eldar with their Wraithbone shift, so I need to be careful about doing this. And in all honesty, I've been considering maybe spraying all my battle cruisers to an extent to go with each of the frigate squads. I'm not going to die on stream. This is just a regular occurrence. I'm talking so much that I'm not, at least talking to the point that I'm not used to, and it's always breaking my throat, or at least straining it. It helps if I had some water around, in all honesty. Hell, I should put these in a proper group too. That might help me. And there we go. We're all set. It's still a question, do I want the Devourers to be separate from each other? At least that way, they don't get sniped down if they get caught off guard, or at least get spotted. It's just going to make it really awkward to try and rush with them though, so maybe we do this differently. Group 1, Group 2, Group 3. This is a little bit of experimentation, but I'll go with it. Just see if this has a little more practicality. Since after all, like I just said, the tentacles only do 1 troop damage every 3 seconds, so it's not like I need them to group up for massive troop damage after all. At least not until the patch. And otherwise... Oh yeah, I didn't swap these out for the Force Fighter Squadrons, so that could have been useful too. Alright, let's get moving. And see what happens here. A beacon's going to be annoying, but I'm just trying... Yeah, this is the same person as before, is it? Which may not be terrible since I have... Well, I don't have nearly as many fighters as I could have, but this could work out well if I can catch them off guard. Where's the beacon? I'll just grab this one point. I won't even worry about the middle point.
The strategic area.
If you're going to burn a beacon on that, I'm just going to ignore it and grab the other points. Otherwise, just dodge this. I do have chemionic skin, so that's not a big issue. I just forgot my reload. That's all. Oh, you're not part of Group 3 yet. Or, actually, you're separate from Group 3. I messed up horribly, I think, there. Otherwise, we'll let them have that. If he wants that point so badly, I'll let him have it, because for crying out loud, it's in the middle of everything. Sounds like perfect opportunity to surround him. I don't know why you're turned around, mind you, but I'll go with it. For the time being. And if that keeps on going, that's perfect. I could just grab that point anyway if it's not close enough to reveal me. I just gotta make sure I don't rush myself by accident. Or ram myself, rather. Alright, gotta be careful here, since I am gonna give away my position when I start grabbing this point. But if this is the same person, they had no frigates that I could tell anyway.
Seized a strategic area.
So I'm perfectly fine with this. I just gotta make sure I'm able to support each other. That's the big catch. Chemionic skin's gonna be amazing without a doubt if there are no frigates, but I still need to kill the Chaos Fleet. That might be easier said than done with such close-range firepower. The Krakens are going to be amazing. In all honesty, I never did check for armor-piercing rounds. Alright. Let me just grab this point and fly off. Stealthy Tyranids.
You have seized
And remember, I have chemionic skin, so I can easily hide these ships. Sadly, I'm too close to the fighters still, but that's not a problem. Because yeah, I just sent everything over there. If this is like the perfect opportunity to try to attack. Just easier said than done. Now, that is so damn tempting to eat right now. I'm getting hungry. I don't know about you, but I'm getting hungry. Alright, let me eat you. Because I got a lot of ramming potential here. Unfortunately, it broke most of my tentacles. But this is still a lot of ramming damage and a lot of morale damage. I just gotta cap. Really? Really? The game just crashed on me for some reason. There's so many fighters that crashed the game, I think. Well, that was unfortunate. What a way to ruin the moment, huh? It's just a blank screen, is it now? Yeah, it's a blank screen. Boo. Boo. I think my opponent... Well, I think my opponent may have panicked a little bit there, or at least got a little too aggressive, but flying past my ships may have been the best choice for canceling my tentacles. If I controlled that properly, I can easily turn them in preparation, but damn it, that really sucks. What a way to ruin the moment. This demands one more, even though I was planning on ending right after that match. That was a lot of crew damage, needless to say. The flagship, I think, already lost 2/3 of its crew. And then the first one lost at least half its troop value, and I had another squad at least making their way over. Don't know how quickly it would have made it there, mind you, since I kind of never told them to start moving until after they start charging me, but that really sucked. Way to ruin the moment with all your fighters. It had a lot of damn promise though, because once I killed the crew off let me rephrase. Once I killed the crew completely, a single Kraken could basically just knock it back down, even with them doing a cold arms. So that potentially could have been easy to deal with 2 of those 4 Grand Cruisers. It would have been really nice. And I'm pretty certain that was the same person too. I don't remember the name. I never did pay attention to the name, alas, but oh well. I guess I wasn't the only one that crashed, I suppose. Because normally I would have gotten a match by now. Oh well. I'm sorry to leave you hanging for that 1v1, but I still want to play some more Tyranids. Let's see if we can get a match of some kind. Of any kind to end off on. Actually, I do want the supercharged void shield for a Hive Tyrant, or the Hive ship. It's just a question. Maybe I wasn't the only one that crashed, as silly as it may sound. Because like I said, I figured I would have got a 1v1 match by now. We'll just jump around and see if there's anyone waiting to queue there. Just annoying I don't have a consistent build, with that said, though. Make it a little bit faster, rapid fire through here. Come on, don't leave me hanging. Don't leave us hanging. I have viewers waiting to see some matches. Looks like we're not going to get a fast queue at least, so... I'm just, like I said, going to try jumping around quickly. If we can get another 1v1, at least that's an opportunity to redeem ourselves from what just happened there. Since the matchmaking queue isn't, or at least the update to matchmaking is not in effect yet, so we do have a broad MMR, or at least search for opponents. There we go. It remains to be seen who we're fighting against. What are we up against? Is it going to be our Chaos friend once more? Is it going to be Orcs? Is it going to be another Tyranid? Are we going to be playing Shadow Wars for the next few minutes? Nope. So Novacans. I'm curious, do my Krakens actually have the speed to avoid the Novacans without having to rush? They have the 200 movement speed, so they could do it. Without a doubt, my Devours are going to be vulnerable, but they don't need to get in aggressive. The Mechanicus have weak crew, so there's no need for them to jump in really, or aggressive. Hell, I forgot again to upgrade or change them out for the 4 carrier type of Devours. Which probably would be better in all honesty, because I'm not really relying on doing damage to kill them. Maybe eat the health, or eat the health of the ship slowly with my shields. But I don't think the Bioplasma is really all that essential, but let's try this again. Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3. It's at least a simple fleet comp. I just gotta position them properly. And figure, yeah. How do I want to do this? I think my main middle fleet goes here and then jumps over to the other one. Since after all there's 4 ships to cap the points, I can grab them incredibly quickly. So I don't think I need to worry too much there. It's just making sure I group my fleet up first, or at least for the engagement. That would be the trickiest thing, is timing that properly so all 3 of my fleets can kind of converge together, or at least be in a position to support each other, since they're pretty fragile otherwise. Now, Mechanicus, what are you all about? 4 ships. I was double checking to see if it was the same opponent or not by some weird circumstance. They just changed factions, but no. You know, I could launch fighters to scout. I have means to do that.
You have seized a strategic area.
It may give away my position a tiny bit, but hey, I just captured a point. They at least know where one of my ships are at. And this will be potentially an easy way to grab 3 points or so. Maybe 4, but it depends how risky I want to be. How risky do I want to be grabbing this 4th point? Because I feel like I could get this one easily just because they're busy grabbing the objective. I'm just wondering though, is this all like battleships and cruisers again? Either way, I should be ready to
The enemy has
keep the
seized a
rush
strategic
available.
area.
Maybe even a brace for impact, as silly as it may sound. Damn it! Well, that was a mistake not updating my route, my move. So now I don't think I'm going to safely grab this point. Not with all 4 of them anyway. And this has the shields that kind of take multiple Novacan hits. The Kraken's kind of the weak link in that regard. Okay, we do have a frigate. I am identified, but only one of them is identified, so...
You have seized a strategic area.
Well, we know... Okay, that is a Gladius of some kind or Nova. Not a Nova, it's a Hunter, rather. And I still have shields to kind of eat through that. Well, eat through the torpedoes, what I was trying to say. And I have more point defense to deal with that. Ooh, 2 frigates. And they have low crew, so maybe I can eat off potentially this entire crew complement. I just need more ships to join. At least make that a little bit easier.
Seized a strategic area.
Wait, a Widowmaker was destroyed? What the hell? What the hell happened with the Widowmaker? I'm a little bit at a loss for words what just happened there. Maybe the asteroid belt? Either way, this thing is dead. I just need some ships to kind of munch on the hull a little bit with the shields. And they are revealed, let's keep that in mind. Only this one's not revealed. Chameleon skin's kind of amazing in that regard. It's a little bit awkward when my cruisers get identified though. Actually, I could just ram this thing for good measure. It works out well. It leaves my Kraken vulnerable, but oh god, really? We have a lot of brute force to deal with though. But most of the frigates gone. Actually, these I'm forgetting Chameleon skin. You have to actually put effort into trying to reveal my ships. Although this thing's gonna die pretty quickly unless the Kraken takes the hits. I'm getting a little bit disorganized, but again, I just need to jump one of these ships. Ideally the battleship. But it's also the least maneuverable. So least likely to do damage once I get in there. Hell. Let me eat the crew of this thing. I will happily nom on your ship. I will even sacrifice a few frigates to do it. Because you cannot rapidly turn. Let's see how much damage exactly we can do. We got rid of a third of his crew so far. The only sucky thing is they have good point defense, so it's not easy to launch assault ships on them. And I kind of forgot about my dang spore field, didn't I? Now, I'm too close for Novacans to really be effective, so I should be fine here. I just gotta watch for Novacans with that said. Eat everything. Well, this thing's already dead. I didn't even try boarding yet to show you how effective this is gonna be. It's a lower skilled opponent, I suppose, because you just willingly flew into Tyranid Fleet after all. So I can feel a little bit, but it's satisfying nonetheless. Just probably not a serious match with that said. Uh-oh, my Kraken's gonna burn to death. No! Don't blow up on me, you cursed things. Evasive maneuvers! Everyone rush on out! Quite literally, use your rush to get out. Oh well. There goes like 2/3 of the crew just to a bunch of frigates. That is effective boarding, and it's only going to get better in the patch, but... Ooh, the Kraken survives. Both of them survive. Yep. The one downside is I don't have a scanner pulse to conveniently just...
The enemy
Oh, that's an
has
enemy
seized a
ship. For some reason I
strategic
thought it was
area.
mine. Well, we can fix that. Actually, I'm more tempted to eat the battleship some more. Continue to eat the ship. I only need to do 13 more
The
points of
enemy has
damage.
seized a strategic area. The enemy has accumulated 25% of strategic points.
Eat everything. It's just one battleship we have to deal with now. Oh, what happened there? Oh, refresh your stream. What happened there? Oh, is it? I'm sorry. Oh, let's see. I see it now here. Oh, I'm so sorry there. That I didn't catch that. If that was on my end, I apologize. I'm surprised it doesn't have a timestamp. I see the stream on my end there. XSplit is showing the stream. But it may have had something to do with the game crashing, in all honesty. That really sucks. Let's finish this up quickly. I was about to call the wrap anyway, so not a huge issue. It's kind of an underwhelming match to a limited extent, as far as trying to play strategically, but still satisfying to eat everything. We got to watch frigates basically take out a battleship.
You have accumulated 50% of strategic points.
Alright, are we having a look at that? Yeah, I don't know if anyone else is having this issue there, but I'm willing to suspect it has something to do with the game crashing that maybe ruined it. If I were to argue. I could refresh the stream, that would probably do it, but like I said, I'm about to call it a night here. I just apologize to anyone else who may have been affected. That really stinks there. Actually, let me have a quick look at my... Let's see. I had this running in the background the entire time too, so it looks like the browser is running fine. But that's what I think happened. The crash may have affected something, if I were to guess. But anyways, I think I'm going to call it a wrap here. It's nice to get some more streaming in there. Although, I'm going to have to really think on... I don't know. I don't know what I think there, how I want to focus this stream itself. Since I don't really want to worry too much of focusing on 1v1s in the stream, it's more a little bit fun, kind of like take a bit of a break from super competitive play, especially when I'm trying to do commentary at the same time. That makes it difficult to take things seriously, mind you. But it was a good time. Thank you, Dire Venom, for the matches, or at least join me for those few matches. I apologize, Hari, for your issues with the tablet. Hopefully that does not reoccur for next time. And thank you, everyone else, for watching. I'm going to try and make this a regular routine. Again, I don't know exactly what I want to go for the streams, aside for just fooling around trying to have some fun. The trick there is trying to be entertaining, which I need to work on. Have a good night, everyone.